everybody. So we're looking at the Department of Home Affairs and the service that they provide regarding deaths. So will be three topics that I cover. The first one will be how you register a death. The second topic will be should you find yourself abroad and there is a death, how do you go about it? And the third topic is the national database for South African death records. So if you're only interested in one of these topics, you follow my timeline, you click on that specific section and you'll bounce straight into that part of the reel. So let's get started. Hello everybody. Let's look at the registration of a death. So the Birth and Death Registration Act requires a death to be reported to the following people. So the first one, specific officers at the Department of Home Affairs. Now, should there not be a Department of Home Affairs, you can report it to any member of the South African Police Service. And if the death has occurred abroad, you can report the death to a South African mission, embassy or consulate. And the last one that you can report to is funeral undertakers. So when you do this notification of death or a stillbirth, there is a form that needs to be completed by several people. The first one, obviously, the person that is reporting the death, a medical practitioner. Now, should then a medical practitioner not be available in a rural setting, a traditional leader can complete the form. And then the third one is a Home Affairs official. And again, if that Home Affairs official is not available, a member from the South African Police Service. Thank you for listening. Hi everybody. So what happens if somebody actually passes away but they are not in the country and they're in another country, they're abroad? What happens? So first and foremost, it's expected from the family of the deceased to report the death to the South African Department of Home Affairs. The declaration will assist to conclude that person's South African estate as the master of the High Court, banks and financial institutions all require that South African death certificate to conclude the estate. Until such time, the assets of that person will be frozen. You have the option to declare the death of a person to the appropriate South African embassy or consulate, and they will then liaise with the Department of Home Affairs to obtain a death certificate. So on the same day of the registration of a death, an abridged death certificate will be issued free of charge. If you need an unabridged death certificate, there is a fee to pay. Thank you for listening. Hi everybody, let's look at the national database for South African death records. Now, this database contains records of people who have died in South Africa since 1995. I have found that, however, that this database you cannot access online, but rather by contacting the Department of Home Affairs. You will find online there's a number of databases where you can input a person's full name or date of birth and use that to find out if a person had passed away. However, your first place, the first go-to would be the Department of Home Affairs. Thank you for listening.